Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing it was your last day on Earth. How would you spend it? Would you chase that dream you've been putting off, mend a broken relationship, or finally take that leap of faith towards something greater? This isn't just a thought experiment. It's a powerful principle drawn from the wisdom of Napoleon Hill, the legendary author of Think and Grow Rich. Hill believed that to maximize our potential, we must live with a sense of urgency, treating every moment as precious. In today's fast-paced world, especially for young people in places like the United States, the United Kingdom, or Australia, it's easy to get caught in the trap of endless scrolling, routine jobs, and deferred dreams. But what if you could shift that? What if acting as if every day is your last could propel you toward the life you truly desire? Over the next 20 minutes, we'll explore this idea through Hill's lens, breaking it down into 7 key points that are practical, actionable, and deeply transformative. I'll share stories, insights, and gentle guidance to help you build trust in this approach and feel empowered to apply it. Let's embark on this journey together, with an open heart and a curious mind, because your potential is waiting to be unleashed. 1. Embrace the urgency of now. Napoleon Hill often emphasized the power of burning desire as the starting point for all achievement. But how do you ignite that fire? By embracing the urgency of now, acting as if this day is your last. Think about it. In our comfortable lives in developed nations, we often assume there's always tomorrow. We delay starting that business idea because we're too busy with Netflix or social media. Yet Hill reminds us that time is our most finite resource. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur in Silicon Valley who, after a near-death experience in a car accident, quit his safe corporate job to launch a startup. He treated every day post-accident as a gift, pouring his energy into his passion. And within 5 years, his company was thriving. This isn't about fear, it's about gratitude. Start small. Tonight before bed, reflect on what you'd do if tomorrow was your final day. Write it down. Maybe it's calling a loved one or sketching out a goal. By doing this daily, you train your mind to prioritize what matters. Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But conception without action is just a daydream. In the UK, where work-life balance is often discussed, young professionals might feel stuck in the 9-to-5 grind. Imagine breaking free by asking yourself each morning, if this were my last day, would I be proud of how I'm spending it? This simple shift builds momentum, turning procrastination into purpose. Over time, you'll notice how this urgency sharpens your focus, making decisions clearer and regrets fewer. It's not about rushing through life, but savoring it with intention. Let's build on this as we move to the next point. 2. Overcome procrastination with purposeful action. Procrastination is the silent thief of time, especially for young adults navigating university pressures in Australia or entry-level jobs in the US. Napoleon Hill identified it as a major barrier to success, often rooted in fear of failure or lack of clear vision. To counter this, act as if every day is your last by committing to purposeful action. Begin by identifying your why, that deep reason that fuels you. Hill's principle of definite purpose is key here. For instance, if you're a student in London dreaming of writing a novel but always putting it off, set a non-negotiable ritual. Write for 30 minutes each morning, imagining this is your only chance to leave your story behind. One of my favorite examples is from Hill's own life. He interviewed over 500 successful people, like Andrew Carnegie, and found they all acted decisively without delay. In our digital age, distractions are everywhere. Notifications ping, algorithms pull us in. But what if you treated your time like a precious heirloom? Turn off distractions for focus blocks, using techniques like the Pomodoro method. 25 minutes of work, then a short break. Hill would approve, as he stressed persistence. Remember, small actions compound. A young Aussie surfer I know procrastinated on his fitness goals until he adopted this mindset. Now he trains daily, viewing each session as his last opportunity to feel alive. This builds self-trust, reducing anxiety. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start with one task today that aligns with your potential. Ask, what one thing, if done now, would make today meaningful? By overcoming procrastination this way, you reclaim your power, step by step, fostering a life of fulfillment rather than regret. This leads us naturally to setting goals that stretch you. 3. Set audacious goals that inspire daily effort. Napoleon Hill taught that goals are the roadmap to riches. Not just financial, but in every sense. To maximize your potential, set audacious goals and pursue them as if time is running out. In prosperous countries like the US, where opportunities abound, young people often settle for mediocrity due to comfort. Hill challenges this. Aim high, with faith in your ability. Start by visualizing your ideal life. What legacy would you leave if today was your last? Write a definite chief aim, as Hill called it, specific and bold. For example, instead of get fit, say run a marathon in under 4 hours by next year. A tech-savvy millennial in New York applied this after reading Hill. She set a goal to launch her app, working as if her window was closing, and secured funding within months. Break it into daily steps. Review your goal morning and night, affirming it with emotion. Hill's auto-suggestion technique, repeating affirmations, rewires your subconscious. In the UK, amid economic uncertainties, this mindset helps young grads stand out. Imagine the regret of not trying. Now flip it to the joy of pursuit. Track progress in a journal, celebrating wins to build momentum. If doubts creep in, recall Hill's words. Every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent benefit. This goal setting infuses each day with purpose, turning routine into adventure. As you achieve more, confidence grows, inspiring others. Now let's explore how relationships fit into this urgent living. 4. Cultivate meaningful relationships with heartfelt intention. Life's true richness comes from connections, and Napoleon Hill highlighted the mastermind principle. Surrounding yourself with supportive people. Act as if every day is your last by nurturing relationships with heartfelt intention. In isolated modern societies like bustling cities in Australia or the US, young people often prioritize careers over bonds, leading to loneliness. Hill advises, invest time in those who uplift you. Reach out today, call a friend, express gratitude, or resolve a conflict, knowing it might be your final chance. Think of the entrepreneur who on his supposed last day, after a health scare, mended family ties and found renewed energy for his work. Hill's success stemmed from alliances. Form your own mastermind group. Meet weekly with like-minded peers to share goals. In the UK, where community is valued, this could mean joining local clubs. Listen actively, give without expecting, as Hill's philosophy of going the extra mile applies here. Share vulnerabilities to deepen bonds. It builds trust. For introverts, start small. Send a thoughtful message. Over time, these connections provide support during challenges, amplifying your potential. Imagine looking back. Did you love fully? This urgency fosters authenticity, reducing superficial interactions. By prioritizing people, you create a network that sustains and inspires, making every day richer. This ties into continuous learning, our next point. 5. Commit to lifelong learning as a daily adventure. Napoleon Hill believed knowledge is power only when applied, and to maximize potential, treat learning as a daily adventure, especially if it's your last. In knowledge-rich environments like the US, UK, or Australia, young adults have endless resources, books, podcasts, courses, yet many coast on what they know. Hill urges specialized knowledge. Identify gaps and fill them urgently. Dedicate time each day. Read for 20 minutes, listen to a TED Talk, imagining this is your final opportunity to grow. A young professional in Sydney transformed her career by studying marketing online, applying Hill's persistence, and landing a dream job. Hill himself studied relentlessly, interviewing giants. Curate your input. Follow experts on platforms like YouTube or LinkedIn. Challenge yourself. Learn a skill unrelated to your field like a language, to spark creativity. In the face of AI and rapid change, this mindset keeps you adaptable. Reflect nightly. What did I learn today? This builds intellectual humility and excitement. Hill's organized planning includes scheduling learning. For students, it combats burnout by making study purposeful. Ultimately, lifelong learning ensures you evolve, leaving no potential untapped. Now let's discuss health, the foundation of it all. 6. Prioritize your well-being to fuel your ambitions. Without health, potential remains dormant, as Napoleon Hill implied in his holistic view of success. Act as if every day is your last by prioritizing well-being to fuel ambitions. In high-stress Western lifestyles, young people often neglect self-care for hustle culture. Hill's persistence requires vitality, nourish body and mind. Start with basics. Eat wholesomely, exercise daily, walk in nature, imagining it's your last breath of fresh air. A UK athlete I admire overcame depression by adopting this, training mindfully and achieving personal bests. Sleep well, meditate to quiet the mind. Hill's faith aligns with mindfulness. Manage stress, journal gratitude, reducing negativity. In Australia, with its outdoor culture, embrace activities like surfing for joy. Mental health matters.